Hey, 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 everybody, it's Dee. It's Friday Reads. How is everybody out there? If anyone is out there, I'm gonna wait to hear to see who's gonna come into the chat. But this is a place where we talk about books on Friday. We talk about what we're reading today. We talk about what we're reading this weekend and sometimes even the following week. So, if you happen upon this live and you're a reader and you want to come in and join, feel free to make a comment and tell us what you're reading today. So, my people in the house, let's see. Um I've got Michelle. How are you? Happy Friday. Oh my God, it's snowing in Maryland. All right now. Hello, Alicia. How are you? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Rosa. Happy Friday, Amalola. Happy Friday, Alenia. Welcome. Good morning. It's Friday, y'all, and it's cold as hell here. Let's see. Alanya says she's reading Christmas Flame by Lindsay Kelk. Is that a romance? Let us know. Hello, welcome, loving me and mine. Welcome back. How are you? What are you reading? Hello, Birdie. How are you? Birdie says, Happy Friday, everyone. I'm in the middle of reading so many books I found out after the last Friday reads that I broke a couple of my toes. Oh my God. You're in a boot, girl. How did you break your toes? What's happening? My goodness, ma'am. Wow, well, you have to stay off your foot. Be careful, because broken toes, they take a minute to heal up. So I'm sorry to hear about that. Get well soon. Um, Welcome, Carol. Happy Friday. What are you reading? Hello, Curtis. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Reading. Okay, so Alanya says it's a romance book. Okay. And today and tomorrow is the library book. Okay, very good. All right. So I read, y'all already know. I mean, it's not like I gotta say it. Yeah, I'm here. This is where this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing this weekend, tonight and this weekend. So I probably have about 10 hours left in this book. I'm on page 600 and something, and it's 880 pages. I got till Sunday to make it happen, y'all. Make it happen. Let's see. Rosa said it's cold, wet, and rainy here. Ugh. Perfect to finish Bleak House, which is so good. 250 pages to go. That's probably about like me too. 10 hours or 11 hours reading. I don't know, something around 600. So it's probably it's not raining here, but it's very cold. Um, Bertie said, I did it in the dumbest way possible. I was grabbing something out of the freezer to take to my mom's for Thanksgiving. I dropped a solid piece of frozen. Oh my God. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, be careful. My goodness. How many toes did you break? Like two? Or is it like three? Mm. I'm sorry about that. Get well soon. Loving Me in Mind says, am reading A Tale of Two Cities. Very nice. And a couple of non-fiction books. I'm waiting for a Leonard Pitts Jr. to come in the mail. Yay! Well done. Says I'm reading it If We Were Villains by ML Rio. I don't know who that is. Allow me to introduce myself by oh, okay, wait. Oni Nwabini, no, Nwabini. Is that right? I don't know. And trying to read as much as I can of Bleak House. Girl. Yeah. Bleak House got me in the chokehold. Loving Me and Mine said, finished Bleak House about a week or so. Very well done for you, girl. Good. Um, Brady said, I broke my pinky toe and the toe next to my. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. Yeah, we need all that talk too. Curtis said, I'm currently reading the memoir Just As I Am by Cicely Tyson. I hear that's really good. With Michelle Burford and Hope Lord by Jandela Benson. Okay, sounds good. Carol said, thanks for telling me about Ann Petrie. I just read this. It was good. All right, well done. Hey Tracy, how are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? Okay, I knew I didn't get it right. I knew I didn't get it right. Well, send me another voice, girl. Okay, so it's Oni. It's not Oni. It's Oni. Oni. All right, let me see if I can go back and make another attempt at this pronunciation. Oni Wabinelli. Is that it? Oni Wabinelli. Help me. Um, let's see. Oh, share. Um, wait, see. Carol, Tracy. Okay. Michelle said, I just the the filling station earlier this week. It was a sad but good read. I'm currently doing a buddy read with my sister friend, and we're reading The Best Man, Unfinished Business. That's romance, isn't it? The Best Man, Unfinished Business. Said, dang, sorry, Bert. I know, right? Ouch. Amalola said you get a B minus. Okay. All right. Send me a voice note so I can get it together with the A plus. I'm close though. That's pretty good. Um, hello. Happy Friday. And then we have Tinley says yes, it's romance. Okay. All right. So this has been the weirdest autumn for me ever. I am so distracted from reading Bleak House. I can't even tell you. Like, I mean, the book is really good. I mean, it's juicy. It's good. This one. There's a lot of good stuff going in. We're gonna have a good discussion on Sunday. I just wish I could be more concentrated. I'm just not. I'm thinking about other stuff, and and so my reading is all over the place. Very different from last year when we read um, Habla. I was much more focused when I was reading Les Miserables, and I didn't have any problems. This autumn, I'm not very focused, and my work schedule is all over the place. And then they just called me, told me they want me to train a college student all next week between 4 and 6 o'clock, Monday through Friday. So no Friday next week. We won't have Friday reads until the Friday after Christmas. So next is going to be kind of like all over the place and weird because you know I got to work from 4 to 6 in the afternoon. So it be what it be. It be how it be. Um, but if you're still Cal, don't give up. Continue to read and try to make it for Sunday. Just keep at it. Keep at it. You're gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. And then that way, I think Michael is almost finished if he's not already finished. I'm not sure about Tatiana. I haven't from lately. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I was like, wait, Friday? Okay. So, yeah. Rosa said, listening to Bleak House has saved me. Not sure reading it would have worked for me, but this audio is life giving. Well, yeah, the audio I'm listening to is on Audible, but it's very well done. Like, it's very dramatic and everything, and the voice is hilarious sometimes. I'm enjoying doing emotive reading for that. Tracy said, listen, I'm fighting for my life for Bleak House. Oh my God. Even if you're fighting for your life, even if you haven't finished, it might actually give you a boost to want to finish it. But it's pretty juicy. I mean, I feel like I understand now why people say Bleak House is Dickens, it's his masterpiece of all of his novels. This one is his masterpiece. I understand because he does a lot of really cool things like a lot of alliteration, play on words. He does a lot of good dialogue between characters to give us more information so that everything is still even more mysterious for us. He's good. He's coming with the cliffhangers at the end of the novels. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's just that it's long, so you have to take the time to to actually read. So that means you need to pace yourself. If you're not someone who is used to sitting down and reading for 3 hours, then what you need to do is pace yourself and do that more frequently. Sit down and read maybe for 45 minutes or an hour instead of 3 hours, and then do something, and then come back and read again. Yeah, do what you got to do. So I will probably be reading it tonight for sure, tomorrow and Sunday. I probably, hopefully, will be able to finish by Sunday before lunch. If not, oh well, I'll be reading night 9 o'clock at night. We're gonna make it work though. Um, okay, Rosa says Bleak House has everything in it. Yeah, it does. It's got the mystery. It's got the courting romances. It's got the messy ass parents. It's got the messy ass inheritance case that's dragged on for. I mean, it's really good. Um, hey Margaret, how are you? Happy Friday. Reading Tracks by Louise Erdrich, and it is wild. Okay, so that means it's good, right? I might have to put that one on my list. Tracy says Bleak House is actually good. I've just been distracted with, yeah, I've been distracted with other things, So it be what it be. Oh, thanks, Margaret. Yeah, these earrings are made by an old colleague of mine, German colleague. She makes earrings, and this is the kind of stuff she does. Thank you. So, I say hang in there, Tracy. Just hang in there. Do the best you can. But even if you don't finish, still come to discussion. I think it'll be an encouragement to read more. To keep reading it even though you haven't totally finished. Let's see. Margaret said it is good. The people are like superhero level. Oh, emotional, and you seem to have powers. Okay, interesting. Um, Love Me in Mind said, I loved Bleak House, laughed a lot. It was so funny in certain parts, especially Mr. Speed. Yeah, and also Mr. Guppy. He's pretty creepy and weird as well. There's a lot of creepy, weird men in this book. Oh my God. There's a bunch of creepy, weird men in this book. But yeah, and their names are funny too. Snowy, Guppy. Oh, those really, really weird names. Um, let's see. Amalua said there are rivers in the sky by Elif Shafak. Talks about Dickens publishers, and he makes an appearance in the book. Oh, okay. She did an amazing job with that book. Yeah, that's on my list to read next year. I love Elif Shafak. I think she's fantastic. Margaret said, "Small weed as a name is a choice." Like all, I know, right? And Tracy said, "Yeah, creepy AF." um, Margaret said, "Dickens' names are always a delight." Yeah, they are. They're always really, really funny. Um, Rosa said several folks had names that were ironic. Yeah, they were, and that's what's really good about it because, I mean, even without the name, you would still just see how crazy some of these characters really are. Um, I mean, You have to imagine. I think these were written like like every week kind of situation. So people were reading it over a long period of time, and so that's why you always have this kind of like a cliffhanger thing at the end, which I think is really good, the way he does it. But yeah, I think it's a worthwhile read. If you're gonna read a dick, you should definitely read Bleak House, even though it is 880 pages. I say suck it up and read it. It's quite good. Um, so that's pretty much been doing is reading Bleak House and trying to catch up. Other than that, uh, the Bleak House. Um, I haven't really done anything special today. I had to go to the dentist, so that wasn't so nice. But yeah, it was the dentist and Bleak House today. So tomorrow I will probably get in a good sessions of reading tomorrow since it's Saturday. And the weather here, it's not raining, but it's super cold, like really, really cold and humid. Yeah, because I had two teeth that needed to be did one week and she did this one the next week. So I have to go back next Friday so she can put a crown on my tooth. But this is the thing about the dentist. So she gives me the shots and then she starts willing to take like the composite off of my tooth. And at one point it was like she drilled right through my tooth. I was like, like screaming in this thing. And she said, wait, she said, I said, yeah, I can feel that. So she was like, okay, let me give you a third shot. So she sticks it, I don't know, in different places or something. And even after the third shot, I still feel it. Um, you know what? It's not in pain, but it has sore spots, like here on the side and on the inside of this section of teeth. Um, but I could still feel it after the third Novocaine shot. I was like, she said, you're weird. She said most patients, after the second shot, they're good. After the third one, they're really good. And I was like, well, no, I wasn't good. Yeah, I was not good. And so she said, wow. So I actually had to sit there and I had to like not be too crispy, but how can you not be crispy when somebody's fucking drilling on your tooth and it hurts like hell? So I'm like, I'm like this. So uh oh, over the legal limit, yeah. I mean, she gave me that a lot of that, and it took forever. Like my half of my tongue was asleep, all of this part of my mouth was asleep. I mean, it was a hot mess. And then now I feel like I have a sore throat. So I think it's probably an from all the Novocaine she shot up in my mouth that I have like a sore throat now. Yeah, no, there gotta be a better way. There got to be a better way. Um, Loving me in mindset. I don't like dentists. I love my dentist, but I don't like them. I'll stay in the OBGYN office all day, but don't like the dentist. Yeah, I'm the same. Because I feel like dentists, like, all right, to do that job, you have to like not have any problems with drilling on somebody when they in pain. That's something that I personally could not do. Is in purposely inflict pain on someone and have that be my job. Hell to the no. Could not be me. No, 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 no. Let's see. Tracy said, well, every damn body isn't the same. Come in with the shot. That's what I told her. I said, I don't fucking care. Shoot me up, bitch, is what I wanted to say. We have to go through this every time. I'm like, look, I'm not sitting here while you're drilling on me and hurting me. Just shoot me up and we'll call it a day. So, I don't know. So she's gonna have to do the same thing when I go back on Friday. She's gonna have to drill that band-aid cement shit put on top while they're waiting for the mold to get done. So she's gonna have to drill it off, and I'm gonna be like, nope, come on with the shot now. Stop acting crazy like you don't know. Yeah, so it is what it is. Let's see. Hey, Terry says, I'm listening to Stephen King's unabridged audio, The Stand. Oh, okay. But OMG, 47 hours long. Yes. That's like Bleak House long. Terry said, there is a new anthology of the world as we know it. It's in the world of The Stand, which I had not read in years. Okay, well, enjoy. Um, yeah, the long books, when you're looking at the audio, you're getting into 47 hours. And also depends on, so let's say it's 47 hours when you're on one speed. But I know a lot of people read faster than one speed because one is slow. It's not even the person speaking normal speed. It's like they're talking like a little bit like that. So if you're doing 1.5, okay, maybe that might go too fast. If you're doing 1.2 or 1.3, you got a little less than 47 hours. But I usually listen, if I'm listening, it's usually on 1.5, unless for some reason the original voice is speaking much faster, then I'm going to lower it. But 2.0, I can't do 2.0. That's too fast. 1.8, no, that's too fast. Um, so that's something to take in consideration. But I feel like it also depends on if you're reading it while, if you're listening to a reading book, or if you're just listening to it while you're doing other stuff. So you might want to listen to it on normal speed so that, that you have consideration. Um, but yeah, so if it's 47 hours, don't focus on the 47 hours. Focus on the fact that it's interesting and you like it. That's the main thing. So you focus too much on the page count, it just destroys the reading experience, in my opinion. It's being about the wrong, you're focusing on the wrong thing. If you just, oh, it's 800 pages, 1,000 pages, or it's 50 hours or whatever. Yeah, nah, you can, that's not the right way to go. Focus on the story. Let's see. I'm a little 2.5. Some narrators are extremely slow. Ooh, 2.5. No, not here. I can't 2.5. That's too fast. I mean, 2.5, I'll hear all the words, but I ain't processing nothing at 2.5. But then I've never been a fast reader. I mean, even in school, I was not a fast reader. Like when everybody, I had learned how to read before I went to school. But then once, when you get into school and you start to, read for comprehension and stuff like that, I was not reading as fast as some people in my class were reading really fast. Not me. I was like normal. I only started to read a little bit faster in middle school and high school, but it still wasn't nearly as fast as some other people that I was in class with. I just am not a fast reader. For me, it's the stamina. I'll go days, hours, but I'm not a fast reader. Mm-mm. No, I just read every day, or read a certain amount of pages a day, or read a certain amount of pages in a certain amount of sittings. But I'm not a fast reader. No way, no way. Um, yeah, you're a reader though. I think I'm a little. Tracy said, yes, just ignore the page count. Just immerse yourself in the story. That's exactly what you have to do. That's why, I mean, people think I'm reading lots of big books, but I read that many big books a year. I read about 10 to 12, mostly 10. 10 is really, I usually set a goal at reading 10 books over 400 pages. So that can be 450, 500, 800, 1,000, or whatever it is. But there's going to be 10 of them in the year. That's not a lot of books, in my opinion. It's just not a lot. It's just a goal that I fix every year because it keeps me looking at my bookshelves, books I have that are big, that are sitting there that I have not read yet, because you don't want to wind up with a bunch of books that are over even something and you have read none of them. No, I always keep my eyeball on that. So my goal is to 10 per year, and then that allows me to kind of circulate and read through bigger books. It'll be the same next year. It'll be 10. Now, if I read more than 10, good for me. But if I read less, I'm gonna be a little bit upset. This year, I think coming in just at 10. I think Bleak House will be my 10th big book of the year. Um, Terry said, I was put in a middle school reading class. I taught speed reading. I have forced myself with a bookmark to slow down. It is why I moved to audio. Oh, okay, yeah. So, because some people read a lot, do speed read. I don't know how to do that. That's never really made me feel comfortable. And I know some people don't read every word. I read every word. That's why I'm a slow reader compared to some people. But I read every word. I mean, I don't feel comfortable if I don't read every word. Um, Tracy said, I have no problem reading a 1,000 page book as long as I'm immersed in the story. I'm the same. I'm not looking at the page count, I'm looking at the story. Now, if for some reason I'm 150 pages in and I'm not clicking at it, then guess what? I'm putting it on the side. It might not be a permanent DF, but it's going to be a DNF for the moment. And I'll just move on to something else. But in general, I haven't had a problem reading anything that was excessively long. Let me see if there's anything I remember that I read in the past few years that's been long that I had difficulty reading. I don't think has been any. Now, I mean, there may have been one or two that I felt were not worthy of recommending to read because they were too long and not as, like, they weren't fantastic. They were just like a 3 star. Like for example, I wouldn't recommend Notre Dame de Paris. I wouldn't recommend Quasimodo. I wouldn't recommend it. It's a weird book. It's not done well, in my opinion. I mean, it's a great French classic, not for me, but that's my opinion. Um, it has things in it that don't make sense, that don't fit right or whatever. I wouldn't recommend it. And it's like in French, I think it's like 700 and something pages long. Like, no, no. Um, there was another one I wouldn't recommend reading. The Elegance of the Hedgehog by Muriel Barbery. I read that with Anna this year. We read it in French, and French is 430 something pages. Hell to the no, I would not recommend that book. It's not that good. And it's too long. No, I wouldn't recommend it. So there are sometimes big books you just, no, they're not recommendable because they're just either too long, because the author is just got diarrhea of the mouth, bloated. The book is bloated, or it's the storyline just isn't, it's something that's just not catching right. So I try to pick books that are really good, but sometimes you pick a book and it's just kind of like, meh, you know. But if it's, 800 pages and it's not hitting the first 200 aren't hitting me, then I'm not reading the rest. Forget it. No way. Um, oh, thanks, Tracy. Um, so yeah, so that's it. That's what's been going on over here. Um, is the Bleak House situation. It's got me like day and night. I'm thinking about Bleak House day and night, day and night. So I will continue at this weekend, and hopefully I will be finished on Sunday night. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do my best, but I don't know what's gonna happen. So, other than that, other things have been going on. So I notice a lot of people are doing some people are already doing their fave books of the year videos already. It's still early. I'm still reading books. I don't do that until 2020. I won't do that until 2026. Um, and then there's still books that are coming out. Does anybody have any books that they saw that are coming out they want to recommend that are coming out like in December? Because I was trying to see if there was any that I could think of, And I can't think of anything that I've seen recently that's coming out like in December. I've seen things that are coming out in February. The Bleak House discussion is on Sunday, 9 p.m. CET, which is 3 p.m. EST. Um, I'm trying to think if there was another one. I don't think I saw any new books that are coming out in December that I want that I that I was looking at. I don't think I've seen any that I would personally be interested in. Um, Not like I'm really looking for new books though, because I don't need no more new books. I just did a quick inventory upstairs, and I was like, oh man, I have books that are sitting on the floor. Damn, because I got to shift, I got to read, I got to shift, I got to read. So I've got right now 10 books that are stacked, not on the floor, but like on a table instead of being on the bookshelves. So I'm gonna have to read something somewhere to get those books back on the shelf. Um, no, we can't let the books just overtake us, overrun us like this. So I'm gonna have to really focus and dig deep in 2026 to kind of try to get things out. Either give them away or sell them or something. No longer wanting to keep books that I have not read or do not think that I'm going to read within the next 4 years, because why? Why am I keeping books that I'm not going to read, and it's going to take me 10 years to read? That makes no sense. So, yeah, I'm going to have to really dig deep, because when I saw that there was 10 that would not fit on the shelf, I was like, ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a problem. That's a problem, because down here, there's only maybe about five that don't fit on the shelves. And then there's a box that I need to give to someone. So it's not too bad. But damn, when I got 10 upstairs, I was like, ah, hell no. Uh, Rosa said the last couple of years, my goal has been to read more of what I have, not doing too good though. Yeah, I know, same. I mean, here, I think this year I did better, but it still wasn't perfect. I might have to make a hard line against buying anything next year. I might have to do a no buy year, and then just keep track of the books that I see during the year that I want to acquire. Now, the only thing that would bring me out of my no buy year, you know who it is, Leonard Pitts Jr. He is the only person that would take me out of my no buy year. I'm just saying. So, I might have to do that. I might have to say goal number one, only read books from your shelves. You're not allowed to buy any books. I don't care what it is. If you really, if you're looking at it, you really want to read it, then you either have to get it on Kindle or you don't get it at all. That's what I'm gonna have to do. And I mean, it's gonna be hard, but I think it's gonna be worth it at the end of 2026. Um, the same. Okay, so me and mine says the same. Curtis said I have some books in a backpack that I need to give away before the end of the year. So I feel you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that box, I can't get it out of here fast enough. Okay, and I just gotta drop it 4 houses down to a neighbor who likes to read books. And God help her if she got a bag of books to give me, because I'm gonna say, girl, I don't need your books. But look at anyway, because she'll do that. She'll pop by and she'll, oh, I had these books, I've already read them. Here, you can have them. And she has books there. But no, I don't need no more books from her. But she can have mine if she wants. um, she said to Rosie, yes, I'm pushing hard for that next year, but already I'm messing up because I already pre-order. No, pre-orders don't count because you bought that this year. So that don't count. You good. You good. If you pre-order, so you paid that out in 2025. So I look at it as you're good. It's only when you buy something in the year that's a problem, particularly if it's a physical book. Now, if you want to buy a Kindle, that's fine because the Kindle isn't taking up any room in your house. Let's see. Bertie said, I'm only buying books that are continuing series that I am all caught up on and favorite authors. Okay, other than that, reading from my shelf or the library, I think altogether I have like 10 books. Okay, well, you're doing good, girl. You're doing better than me. Bertie said that I plan on buying next year and automatically reading. Okay, yeah, automatically reading is the key because if you can automatically read, then that means you can automatically decide do you want to keep that or do you want that to go. Yeah. Terry said this has been my mostly no buy year, and I just used my lottery card. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Tracy said, "Oh, okay, I'm good. Yeah, you good, girl, because you paid that this year. Now, if you decide to pre-order something in 2026 for 2027, yeah, you're gonna have a problem, man. You're gonna have a problem." Um, Rose said, "Yes, Pitts would make me instantly buy." Exactly. I mean, literally, he is practically the only person that would take me out of my no buy year. The fact I'm saying I'm gonna do a no buy year just creeps me out already. Already, I'm breaking into a sweat just saying it. I'm doing no buy year. I'm just like, oh my God. It's just making me think I'm going to buy something the 15th of January. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. As you said, I'm doing the happy shimmy because I'm good. Rosa said, but also the Festival America will also be a deal breaker. I can try to resist until September. Yeah, I probably could, but who's to say I mean, I could probably get by not buying a book. I can say, you know what, I'm going to privilege bringing all the books that I want to get signed. And if it takes up a good portion of my suitcase, then good for me. I don't have to buy those books because I mean I can get those books at another moment. Now the only thing is if I want to get them signed. That's another problem. You see, getting them signed. So you're probably right. I might just wind up breaking it in September for Festival America. But it is what it is. It all depends on who's there, and we won't know that until like I don't know, May or June, something like that. So, and I haven't had time to go to the bookstore here in my town to see what they have translated into French. I have a feeling they're going to have R.F. Kwang there because she wasn't there last time. So that means she's going to be there this time. I have a sneaky suspicion she will be there this time, R.F. Kwang. And I'm trying to think who else could possibly be there. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's a toss up because I was trying to think if there would be any black writers there, and I can't think of anybody who maybe Chimamanda might be there. Chimamanda might be there. Um, if Chimamanda's there, I will bring Dream Count to get signed, and I'll be good because all my other books are signed by her. I don't have to sign anything. Tracy says the Festival of America is 2026. Yes, it's every other year. Yeah, that's what it is. Every other year. So we didn't have it this year, so we're having it next year. So yeah, I mean, if I could just go to the bookstore and figure out who could possibly be there next year, it could give me an idea of what books I need to bring, or if I would want to actually buy something. Because if you buy anything, it's Shakespeare and Co. That is the English book stand that's there. All of the other tables there are the French publishers of those Anglophone authors. So um, unless you want to, if you want to read the book in French, which I don't usually read Anglophone books in French, um, you're gonna go to the to the Shakespeare and Co. table. You're gonna buy your book, you're gonna get it stamped, you're gonna get your free bookmark, and you're gonna take it over to the author and get them to sign it. Let's see. Terry said next year my friend's daughter is going to grad school in Britain. Very nice. Is the Black Book Festival a good event to plan around? I have no idea because I've never been. The Black Book Festival, I just saw clips, different people's clips that were on IG. Not the person to ask. Now, maybe somebody else, if anybody else that's watching or that's in the comment section that went to the Black Book Festival, come on in here and talk to Terry and tell her if it's worth planning around it. I mean, I feel like book festivals are like that, around. They're great. It's a chance. It's a literary meetup. You're gonna, see your fave authors and things like that. Why miss out on something like that? Especially if you want to go and you didn't go this year. Now Rosa, that would be really good if Leonard got invited. That would be good. But I don't think he's been translated into the French. I don't think he has. I don't think his book has been. I don't because I think if anything they will have translated the last thing render, but I don't think it's been translated. I don't think so. For me, it's all about which authors are there. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Um, I don't think the last thing you surrender has been translated into French, though. Sadly, I don't think so. Yeah, we have our ears to the ground, but I think the list is not going to come out soon. It's going to take a minute to come out before they will, before we're going to get the list of authors and stuff. It usually comes out kind of late, like August or something like that. So we're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to be patient on that one. I'm not really sure. Um, but I think I'm gonna stick to the no buy year thing because yeah, I need to get some books out of here now. Now I know I at least have to find 10 spots for these books. So I'm gonna have to get back on it. Rosa said, Didi, you got to get to your local bookstore and give us a hint. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go one more time to focus. Okay, so it's not gonna be next week. Maybe it'll be between Christmas and New Year's. I can hike into town when I have time to do nothing. And go into town and look and see what's there. That's been translated because I really don't know, but I'm pretty sure Ariana is going to be there. Yeah, I'll sing my money on that one. Tracy said, "Thank you, Dee Dee and Rosa, for the Festival of America." Oh, no problem. Melissa said, "Buying less books next year." Yep. I mean, I'm gonna do like Rosa. It's probably gonna be in September where I break the bank. Bertie said, "Is there a date for the new Leonard Pitts Jr.?" No, there's not. This thing, he'll say, "Yeah, I'm writing, I'm be writing a book on X, Y, and Z," and he'll tell you that this year, and then next thing you see, the book is out next year. So he told us that when we did 44 miles, which was toward the beginning of this year. So he said, "Oh, yeah, working on this novel. It's a horror, and it's a this, and it's a that." And I thought, "Oh, that book is coming out next year." Because that's how he does not pussyfoot around when he's writing a book. Like he knows what he wants to write about, and he gets to it. So I have a sneaky suspicion, 2026, you're gonna hear that his book. Um, so I'm probably gonna try to drop him a line and see if he can tell me when it's coming out. I'm gonna listen. I need to read at least 50. girl, I need at least read 100 of mine. So, but you read probably about 100 books a year, don't you, Amola? I only read like between 50 and 70 a year. And this year, I don't know how many it's going to be. It's probably going to be like 60. I don't think it'll be even 70 this year. Rosa said Mr. Pitts might have two books coming out, right? No. Why do you say two books? One book. Where are you getting two books from? Um, but I think Amalota, don't you read 100 books a year or 120 books a year, something like that? If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what you read in a year. Um, if that's what you read, then you should be able to squelch that next year. You'll be able to read, get 50 books off the shelves if, you read 50. Well, that's only if there's 50 that you read that you don't want to keep. That's kind of depressing, because if it's that many you have to get rid of because imagine if you read 150, no, sorry, imagine you read 100 books and 50 of them you don't want to keep. I, I don't know if that says that they're really bad or just ordinary. I don't know. I don't know. But I need to get them read. I need to get more stuff off my shelves read. And I don't care how old these books are. I'm just gonna have that tired old, YouTube channel where all the books are backlisted and nobody wants to watch. Because only thing people want to watch these days are all the new books that come out. They ain't got no love for nothing backlisted. And it better not be backlisted 5 years plus. Then they definitely don't want to read it then. They don't want to see it either. Um my problem is I want to keep all my books. No, I don't want to keep all my books. Because if it's bad, it can skedaddle right on out. I don't want it. And if it's ordinary, if it's 3 stars, that can go too. Okay. I'm only keeping 4 and 5 star books. That's all I got for my house. Rosa said the Plantation Ghost book and the final trilogy. No, there's no final trilogy. What are you talking about? It's not a trilogy. It's a duology. That's it. You got it. 54 miles. The Plantation Ghost book is coming, I think, next year. Um, over Tracy said, I'm the backlist feature queen. Oh, that's gonna be me, because that's what we working with. They said backlist books are just better. Yeah, they kind of are. Tracy said, I'm the backlist feature. Yeah. I mean, they kind of are. But I feel like there's a dimension in book reading and mostly book reading online where everybody just has a blind eye to a book that is 5 plus years or older. Like can't be good, you know. They only want to read what just came out or what came out last year or came out the year before last. And those are the channels that get a lot of the audience or people that are looking for content creators that are reading all the newest books that come out. They barely read, watch videos for people to talk about, books that are backlisted, even though reading the entire backlist of an author is can be a challenge sometimes. Let's see. Tracy said that's right because so many backlist books just they're fly they do and never get. And often when the book came out in the beginning, did not get the flowers. So you know. Rosie said, "Yep, only 4 and 5 star books get to live on my shelves unless it's unread." That's pretty much what it is over here because we want to have shelf space, you know. And I have a more shelf space than you, Rosa, but I have a lot of books, like a lot of books. But a lot of them, there's some that I just have not read, and some of them I need to go back and look at them as, should this book really been living on my shelves? Like, did I give this book a three or three and a half or four? Which one was it? Because I don't remember. And if it, I need to get rid of the ones that are 3 stars because I don't want to keep 3 star books. I want to keep 5 and 4 star books. Those are the best ones. Thank you, Rosa. Tracy said, if I read 5 books in a month, 4 of them are gonna be backlisted and one new. Well, you got it working really well. But this is not the dimension of online reading. When people start talking about books and stuff, they want to know, did you read blah 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 that just came out? Did you read this? Did you read that? No, but I read this, this, and this. Um, and then people want to complain because they haven't read enough books from the same author. So they're all, they've read all of the ones that people, say first. So, like, for example, Anne Petrie, everybody thinks of Street. But have they read The Narrows? Have they read Miss Muriel and Other Stories? Have they read Country Place? No, they haven't. So I feel like that's something as well that should be taken into consideration. Bertie says, I'm working on a project for next year where I'm going to go book shelf by bookshelf and get rid of books I don't want to keep and just keep books that I love or books that I want to read. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did last year for 12 Days of Christmas. And I'm doing it again this year. For a bookshelf I have downstairs, it has 4 shelves, 4 1/4 shelf. I will be doing the same. You'll get 4 videos on that at some point in December before Christmas. You're gonna have 4 videos of me clearing out those shelves. The reason why that bookshelf that is usually behind me when I do my book reviews and stuff is so pristine is because that's what I did last year. Got all the garbage out, kept all the books that I actually really wanted to read, and all the ones that were 5 star, whatever, and then all that other garbage I got out. So I need to do the same over there, and we will be doing that. I'll be doing 4 videos of that. So Lord knows what's in. I know some things that are in there, but other things I know I've forgotten about, and some things maybe I just should just trash, get rid of it because not really a cup of tea. I've passed it or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see. Amala said, "Oh, great! I like last bookshelf. Yeah, that was a damn straight bookshelf audit because that was like 12 videos, man. Y'all saw my soul in those videos because it was like, whoo, child. I was like, I read this book. I think I remember purchasing this book, and I'm thinking, why the hell did I purchase this book? Yeah, you have to make it work though. Let's see. Birdie said, I love those videos. It just makes me want to do the same thing and clean my shelves. Yeah, because when you see it clean, like when I pass my bookshelves, I just go, oh, they look so beautiful. They've got all the books that I want to read and all the books that are 4 and 5 stars. Yes, I'm so happy. So I want the other one. The other one is different because it's in the back corner and it has like glass doors in front of it. So it's easy to ignore. But when I have to go in there and look for a book, all over the place, crazy. Tracy said, "Oh, the 5 I read last month, 3 were new because they're just that good. How I know people are crazy? Oh, you said you were reading that. You said that for a couple of weeks. Queen Mother, the book about Audley Moore. Okay. And then he said, I'm starting 2026 with Tupac Shakur, the authorized biography by Stacey Robinson, Black woman historian. It was published in 2023. Okay. And that's the book that needs the attention. Okay. You said it here. It's going to get the attention. Great. So, hey, Raymond, how are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? We're talking about doing inventory on our books and doing no buy years next year. Like, we have high goals in this chat room right here. We got some high goals, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna try my best to make it work. If I have to turn off book hauls, believe me, I'll be turning the book hauls off because yeah, I need to get serious. 10 books on are not able to fit on my shelves. This is an issue, people. This is an issue. I thought I had my shit together until I saw that. I went, oh man, I ain't got my shit together. Let's see. Okay, Britta said, I just don't like knowing where all my books are like. I know I am here, I can't find them. Uh, Tinley said, hey to Raymond. Tracy said, as opposed to the one that's out now. Yeah, okay. Curtis said to Tracy, I'm reading that Tupac biography next year as well. Raymond said, I'm reading Dominion by Addie. Is it Sitchins? Is that how she pronounces his name? I'm not sure. Amalila said, I don't think I can do a no buy, but it will definitely be a low buy. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it either, but I'm sure as hell try because 10 books on a separate table. Hell no, that ain't nah. It cannot work. It cannot work. We cannot have that. No, 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 ma'am. All the books have to be on the shelf, perfectly on the shelves. We can't have nothing on the floor. We're not doing nothing on the separate table. You can't have that. I gotta no buy. So I'm probably not gonna be looking at a lot of IG because that's all they be doing on is enticing people to buy shit. Teresa said I've got too many books on my e-reader. Buy them on sale and quickly forget they exist. Yeah, a lot of people have a lot of books. I don't have a lot of books on my e-reader. I don't purchase a lot of books on that, but I get it. It's pronounced like kitchens, but it's spelled CIT. How that work? Okay, it goes rules of pronunciation, but okay, names are that way. Rosa said these books are too expensive to be on. Girl, oh, can you repeat that? These books are too expensive to be on the floor. Hello, can I get an amen? Nah, we can't have that. No, ma'am. We're not doing it. No, no, no. We're gonna have to get that in gear next year. Okay. Bree said, hey, just popping in. Sorry, I forgot I was feeding my oh, you got a tortoise? Okay. What is your tortoise's name? Tracy said yes to Curtis. Stacey Robinson needs her recognition. And she also co-wrote and produced the documentary Dear Mama. Okay, I did not know. Bertie said, I have 5 books pre-ordered, but they keep on changing the date for when it's actually going to come out. Yeah, now that happens frequently when I know with romance and fantasy and particularly when it's like a series. I know that happens and drives people crazy. Amalila said, thankfully, I don't buy books on e-reader. That's only for books I get out of Libby. Yeah. I mean, I have an e-reader, but I don't use it that much. And on top of it, I don't even know where my e-reader is. I'm like reading off the freaking iPad at this point. Because my e-reader was acting crazy. It was like making some weird noise. It would make a weird noise as it was getting the battery is going to 0. And then when I would charge it up, it would make some of the weird, crazy noise as it was charging. I was like, what is going on with this thing? So I think I pinned somewhere to be under something. I don't know. I don't know where it is. So I just use my iPad. Kay said, hey Kay, I'm barely reading. I have no plans to buy any new books. The library is my friend. Girl, I know you're right. I will only buy to use my B&N gift cards. Okay, that's cool. And I'm using them to buy things other than books. Okay, there you go. Bertie said, I have a list of ones that I know I'm going to pre-order, but it hasn't been released yet. Like when I'm able to pre-order. Yeah, okay. Kay said, I'm buying books for my grandsons. There you go, Grandma. All right. I said, how do you arrange your books? Hmm. Now that's complex. Um, Kay the reader said, or I'm buying books for my grandsons. Okay, I'm a little curious about how we arrange our books. Bree said Angela Davis. Oh my God, so cute. Angela Davis, the tortoise. All right, now I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey Billy, how you doing, girl? What's up? Uh, hey Courtney, how are you guys? Everybody coming in now. Courtney, I am on board with Kay, library girly here. I know that's right. Musical Tati, Tatiana. Oh, you just messaged me when you realize. Yeah, yeah, we still on here, girl. We still on here. Um, Tracy said the problem is the old e-readers no longer have support for repairs. Oh, yeah, you see, this is why I'm not really e-reader fan. You know, I don't love them, and I can just as well read on my iPad. I get support on that. So how about that? I'm doing that. Tinley says I'm thinking about asking for a Kindle for Christmas, y'all. It'll be my first e-reader ever. Any thoughts, opinions, and or suggestions? Well, look, I'm not the one to ask. I mean, I'm not the one to ask. Ask somebody else in here. Um, I'm glad to hear you good, Billy. I am good as I mean, I could be better. I had to go to the dentist and she really fucked me up. But anyway, that's another story. You can go back and look at the beginning. See, I tell everybody about my horrible dentist experience today. You see, Tatiana, she loves her Kindle. Well, which Kindle she buy? Let her know. Teresa said her Kobo BW is her best friend. Okay, so okay, so Amalola asked, how do I arrange my books? Okay, so it's kind of all over the place now because back in the day when it was, I had all of the books by black authors in one section. And then I had all of the books by Asian and Indian writers in one section, and I had all of the classics, between classic stuff in one section. So I was doing it like that. But strange bookshelf here last Christmas, that all got blown out of the water. Not completely, but kind of sort of. So if I really go back to that, I'll have to rearrange some things. I won't be able to arrange that just yet until I clear out the one that I'm going to clear out this Christmas. When that's cleared out, then I might be able to make the shift to make it back like it was before. I like all of my black books being together. Um, okay, Tatiana says I can't read with a backlight. Triggers my migraines. So the Kindle is perfect for me, and I get my books cheap. I have a simple paperwhite. Yeah, okay, it's probably paperwhite is probably the best way to go. For that, Courtney said I like a Kindle Fire because read internet color too. That's what I have. I have a Kindle Fire, but mine, like I said, making a lot of noise that it shouldn't be making. Rosa said you can't beat an e-reader for travel. This this is true. What kind of e-reader do you have, Rosa? Um, Tracy said yes to all the black authors being together. Yeah, I want my to be on. I put them all in one section and like a huge section. But since, like I said, there's still shit is still dispersed because of this, having to arrange these two bookshelves together. There are a lot of different books in there, and it was complicated to keep it up. I have some upstairs, like I have one whole section upstairs that's all Caribbean. All the Caribbean are together, but who's to say I might bring them down here and mix them with black authors again? I don't know, but I like having all the Caribbeans together because then I can focus. Because Caribbean authors, I think, are the I read the least, which is a shame. I would like to read Caribbean work, so I purposely put the Caribbean. One of those what do they call them from IKEA? One of those, I think they're called columns or whatever they call them. I got one big one like this, and literally 3/4 of it is Caribbean, and the two top shelves, one is big books, and the one underneath is like mystery. It has all my Attica locks are in there together. And I can't remember what else is in it. And then all the ones down to the bottom are Canadian. Um, wait, let's see. I'm a little set. I have my authors group, continent, region they're from, and also if they're black or Caucasian, and then classics. Yeah, it's see that's kind of what I was going for. But now that I've, rearranged, I have all over the place. I would have to really rework everything. Who knows? When I get through this bookshelf, and then I go have another bookshelf upstairs. Once I go through that one, then I might be able to do something like that. I might be able to get it back looking like I want it to look. Um, Tashika, hello, happy Friday. Tashika has a Kindle Fire and a Paperwhite. Oh, she got a collection. I do still love holding a book. I'm reading Black AF and Sheila Johnson book. Good reads. All right. I'm a little say the most books I own are by Black American authors. I don't know. I can't say that's the truth. I mean, I own a lot of books by Black authors, and I'm including Caribbean and African in there. But I own a lot of classics and I own a lot of books by some white authors. So yeah, I'd have to do like an inventory on that. Tell you, but see, because I know you got the spreadsheet going, so you know for sure. Um, Courtney said she's 50% into Black AF. It is so good. That's what I hear. Amalula said a whole wide bookcase full. Yeah, almost. Yeah, it's full. 3/4 full of Caribbean, one box full of Attica Lock and a few other things, and the top one full of a bunch of big books. I mean, really big ones that are like over 600 pages. Um, Karen said, I like your organization style, Didi. I have a lot of Caribbean books now too. Since I started my collection, I have outgrown the shelves I assigned to them though. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably a little bit outgrown as well because I didn't put the whole Billy column for Caribbean, but I could have. Because I still have some that I have in a nut because like I have my in my craft space. I have a very long table, and then I have like a shelf that's right at the end, and I have books on it. There's a bunch of Caribbean books in there. I have another bookcase that is closed. It has all my kids' books from when they were little in there, and it's like a roll top like this, but it's like that, like a square. And in there, on top of that one, I have a bunch of books on there, and a bunch of Caribbean ones are in there as well. So I need to group this Caribbean thing together because I don't like my Caribbean people being all over the place. I want them to be together with all the other black people or the black authors. So I have to rearrange it. I'm gonna have to do some homework on that. Um, Curtis said, I separate sections of my different bookshelves based on fiction and nonfiction. Yeah, I can see, yeah, that. Also, I group all my books with the same author together. Yes, I try to do that too, or at least try. I do too, because there's nothing worse than knowing you got two Colson Whitehead down here and the other three up there. Nah, I try not to do that, but I know there's a case of that going on. I'm gonna have to get that fixed too. Let's see. Tracy said all of our black authors are together, alphabetized and separated into fiction and nonfiction. Okay, you organized, girl. Raymond said do something similar as Curtis. Okay, grouping all the books by the same author together. Okay, or books about the same person or time period together. That's good too. Tracy said Black AF history is so good. I read it last month. Um, Amalona said to Tracy, I could alphabetize. It was too much fun. Amalona said all my black people are in one room and everyone else is in another. Oh, that's funny. That's good. I like it. Tracy said I tried that books by color and the rainbow thing one time. We got rid of that setup quickly. Yeah, I did it for one of my small bookcases over here. It looks really good, but it's really ineffective. It's completely ridiculous. Like it messes up everything because you've got everything by color. It's not. I didn't like it. I'll never do it again. Um, Curtis said to Raymond, "So you see what I'm saying?" And Raymond, Terry said, "Since most of my books are African American, I just separate it by genre." Okay, that's cool. Amala said, "Same. Authors are grouped unless they belong to a particular classics edition, like the Penguin." Yeah, I have the same. I've got my red spines on a shelf in the living room facing the window, which is probably not a good idea because when you have facing the window, they get bleached by the sun. A couple of my red spines are looking like pink spines, but anyway, it is what it is. I have them over there. Upstairs, I have all my black spines on the top shelf. I don't have a lot of them, but they're all up there together. And then I have my Penguin Modern Classics as well down on another shelf. And I have all of my French folio classic books, folio books. They're all together. So I have all of my Zolas are together. All of my other folios are they're all together. So because I don't like separating those, they have to be together. Let's see. Tracy said, but if the author writes fiction and nonfiction, they're all together. Yeah. Terry said that books by stress me out, and I critically judge people who do. Well, I can tell you, they don't know where nothing is. They can't find nothing with that color arrangement business. It looks good, but you can't find nothing, so I don't see the point. Um, Terry said that books by color stress me out. Tracy said, yes, I'll never do the rainbow thing again. It's not conducive to organization at all. It's made for us only. Um, Kay said, I don't have any space. All my books are on the shelf. It doesn't matter who wrote it or where they came from or what the genre is. They are where they are based on space. Well, that's about where I am, Kay, because I saw that I had 10 books upstairs that don't fit on the shelves. And I was like, what y'all doing? Y'all out. And they're like stacked on this little table, but I'm not happy about that at all. So something has to get. We're gonna have to get some books off the shelves in 2026 so I can put those back on because I'm like, nah, we can't put them on the separate table, on the floor. We no. Mm-mm. No, 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 ma'am. Courtney said I can barely organize clothes or shelves. So I commend y'all with organizing books in the system and maintaining it. Well, I'm trying, but it ain't working out. I'm a little said, yeah, I think I need to go a step further and separate the nonfiction and short story anthologies. Yeah, I would. Well, I have a lot of short stories anthologies, but I definitely like having the nonfiction separate. Um, for me, nonfiction is a different kind of reading. It's I don't mind nonfiction, but it's not my go to. But I have grown, I think, over the past 5 years concerning um, nonfiction. I think since 2020, yeah, I've grown over the idea of reading nonfiction, and I think it really came about when a buddy read Black and British with Patrice, and it was in 2020. From there, I then started to seek out more nonfiction. So yeah, my nonfiction needs to be together. Definitely needs to be together. Short story collections, I do own some. I don't own a lot, like not enough to stress like that point. Um, maybe own. I probably can tell you how many I own. I'm sure I don't own more than seven collections, short story collections. To be honest, I just I don't usually flock towards the short story collections. So I don't think I own more than 7 or 10 of them. Let's see. Rosa said I definitely need to reorganize my books. I think I would do it by genre. That's another good way of doing it. Loving Me and Mine said I love nonfiction. I mean, I like it. I don't love it though. I love fiction and I like nonfiction. To be honest, that would be much more description for me. Amalona said I asked this because I felt the need to rearrange my shelves, but will leave them as is. It's interesting to see how people go about doing that. Um, I think in the beginning we have good intentions of organizing in a certain way, and then it winds up being like what Kay said. If I get a book and I can fit it on the shelf, that's where it's going. It's up to me to remember where that shit is because we don't have some space where we can say, okay, this is going to be this and this is going to be that, and so I get it. It's not easy. Um, it's a choice, and also it's a necessity by how many shelves you really have. So I totally understand. All right, people, we've been on here a minute, and I need to get back to Bleak House before it's too late. So I will see some of you on Sunday night here, discussing Bleak House with Michael and Tatiana. If not, have a lovely Friday and a wonderful weekend. I will not see you next Friday because I got to work, y'all. Mhm. So I will see you the Friday after Christmas. All righty. Bye bye.